Welcome to our pre-episode development podcast. My name is Adriana, and today I am here with Natalie.
Hey everyone! Today we're going to be discussing the development of our recent documentary titled Ukraine versus Russia. Now let's get started.
What do you feel you could have improved if given more time?
I feel as though I could have improved on the editing and the photo selection of the documentary. Due to the lack of time and experience, we couldn't compose a documentary with a series of different editing techniques. We're still exploring the tools of video and edited the documentary to the best of our ability.
What aspects of your short film do you favor?
I personally favor the music selection since as I was rewatching and reviewing the documentary, I noticed how it coincidentally lined up with the audio and how with some more editing it could line up most perfect. This was the method we attempted to use in our documentary.
In what ways do you think the editing could be improved?
Methods I believe that the editing could use to be improved consists of using a series of transitions, adjusting the audio better if given the opportunity. The editing was pretty good for our first documentary, but with some more time and effort, I believe that we could have greatly improved the outcome of our documentary.
What elements of your short film do you believe are weak?
Elements of our documentary that we could have worked on better were besides the photo selection and quality, but also the audio. We had incorporated a protest taken on my iPhone's microphone, but I feel like we could have edited those audio clips along with the others to help the clips run smoother.
In what ways do you think you could improve the audio?
Ways that I think I could have improved the audio clips was recording my voice scenes, since there was a small echo due to my environment. There were also clips where the sound would increase then decrease. While editing the audio, we didn't have as much time compared to how much time was dedicated with the visuals, which is why I wish I could have either edited those clips more or re-recorded them. Then we began discussing the creation of the script.
Did you struggle with locating links for research?
We sort of struggled with locating links for research since some of the news sites would include information that other sites may not have, which may go to show if the site isn't reliable and make up information. And since these events were recent, we had to constantly update our research, so I would say yes.
Script wise, do you think you could have gone into more detail or informed the viewers about anything specific?
I organized the script with the given research device, so I personally think that I could have done more research so I can further explain certain parts of the events occurring.
Why did you choose that music clip over others?
My team member had helped me choose that music clip, and when selecting the clips, we had tried to capture a glimpse of life before and after Russian attacks, so that way we may be able to display the drastic difference. I thought that we would need an audio to show that as well. The intro clip had started off normal, and as you listen on, you hear the emphasis of the piano keys, which helped play a role in how serious the situation was.
Of all the roles divided for each person, which was the hardest?
Out of all the roles divided amongst each member of the group, I can't truly speak for them, but for myself, I would have to say it's close between the script writing and editing, but I would choose editing. We devised a documentary which required a lot of time editing, but on the other hand, getting random sentences of research, Googling the dates, and organizing and rewriting them in chronological order was also difficult.
What are you trying to accomplish with your short film?
Our main goal for this project was to inform and visually display to the audience the war damage and the general aspects of the war while also updating them with recent events.
What element of your short film required the most time?
Elements of our documentary that required the most time for me consisted of editing and rearranging the script. When recording the audio, we weren't given too much time, and since we were a group of three, we had to all work around our own time, so we never really worked at once, especially since we didn't have contact with one another, so we could only really work together during class time.
What ways do you feel you could improve the quality of your short film?
As previously stated, the end result was great, but I do believe when it comes down to the audio and editing that those were the two main parts that we could have worked on better to truly improve the overall quality and outcome of our short film.
If your short film were to be a continued series, what would help your viewers give a different perspective and ideas of the war?
If we were to make this a series, I think we would include background information about other nations or people relevant to the Ukraine and Russian war, such as what state was Russia in that caused them to attack Ukraine like that.
What perspective did your short film try to display?
We tried to tell our documentary from a narrative perspective, but we also included a live protest clip from a Ukrainian telling a part of their story so it could help demonstrate another perspective of the war.
What message did you attempt to be conveyed throughout your short film? And why is this message important or worthy of being conveyed to your audience?
The message that we attempted to convey in our short film was that Ukraine really needed help during their desperate time. They're being attacked constantly, and so many lives are being lost right now, and we truly tried to portray that in our documentary. Here, we were really discussing the growth and limitations of me and my teammates and what we would do if we continued to make our documentary a series.
What were some limitations that you and your roommates come across in the process of creating a short film?
Some limitations that we came across as a group was importing the video of the live protest. Since I had been there recording it, it was saved on my phone. I tried downloading it to Google Drive, then to eVideo since that was the only way, but it didn't work. We also didn't have communication outside of school due to certain circumstances, but we still tried to work on it when we could.
What were the strengths of you or your crew, and how are they efficiently being used in your short film?
The strengths that we tried to incorporate into our film was because we all had a small amount of experience in editing previous videos made in our digital design and media class. We tried to explore new parts of WeVideo. I was in BPA previously, so I also tried to incorporate what I learned into our documentary.
In what ways has you or your crew grown and learned from this experience of constructing a short film?
Ways that I've grown and learned from this experience of constructing a short film, particularly a documentary, was editing photos and videos. I hadn't had much experience with that, but I was able to learn from this experience. I also got to grow on my skills with editing audio clips, transitions, and edit credits.
If you or your team members, if completed with a team, were to make this a series, what elements of your short film would need to be changed, added, or taken away, whether that be script wise, audio editing, etc.?
I believe that if we were to make this a series, we would include interview guests to state their opinion and they could remain anonymous if wanted. And we could edit the intro and outro. We could share roles, change them up each time so we can all grow on different skills.
How do you or your teammates believe that you could attract more viewers while achieving the goal of informing your audience?
I believe that we could attract more viewers while achieving the goal of informing our audience by adding more aspects to appeal to people of different groups and broaden our target audience. These may include things such as incorporating interviews found online, discussing media posts, adding sound effects or music clips if possible, and really just change up the episodes and make it more interesting and appealing for the audience so that this can attract more viewers and possibly broaden our target audience.
Thank you for joining us today, Nayeli.
Thank you for having me, and that's all for today's episode of our Ukraine versus Russia documentary development podcast. See you next time.